I'm Mayor Kirk Crispin. It's been such a long couple of weeks trying to get to this point. But I'm glad to get here. We're excited to move on to the next chapter with the new council and new council members. So thank you all for being here tonight. And I really want to thank all of those who joined in the election this year. We had a great turnout. This is probably one of the biggest turnouts I know for myself. I've been in 6 different election campaigns over my term as a council member. And out of all of those 6 different elections, this is the largest group of people that we had on the ballot. So it's just amazing to have that kind of involvement and that kind of interest in our community. So I hope that moving forward, we'll continue to have that. And I really hope that those candidates who were involved, even if you didn't get placed in the position, that you really stay involved in the community, whether it's on a board or whether it's attending the council meetings or just staying involved in what's happening within the city itself. We need everybody this is your community. We need you all to be involved in what's happening. We need you all to help move forward in the future. We are on the council right now, but our goal is to continue to let the community know through transparency, through communications, through community engagement, so that way as we move on to another position or move on to the future things, that we have a solid council that can move forward and keep moving the city forward. So thank you to everybody that participated. Thank you to my competitors, Bill Becker and Pat Christensen. I appreciate you putting your hat in the ring as well, and I hope that you'll stay involved moving forward. With that said, tonight we have an invitation with my neighbor, Jeff Alexander. Jeff.
And let me congratulate the new council and Mr. Mayor, your re-election. Amen. Let's pray. Our Father, we come to you tonight. We are very grateful, Lord, for your mercies upon us, for this community, for this council, for the city administrators, for the police and fire crews and street crews and all that make our city run so efficiently. We just ask for your blessing now upon this meeting tonight, because we know these meetings are important to the ongoing progress of our city and our community. And we'll praise you and thank you for what you do for us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Councilman Duffy, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the time is now 7:00 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Joe Gonzalez.
Here.
Mike Bellamy.
Here.
Jerry Jenkins.
Here.
Kirk Crispin.
Here.
Mike Duffy.
Here.
Manuel Temez.
Here.
Brent Bates.
Here.
Rob Evans.
Here.
Kristen Swartz.
Here.
Lance Clark.
Here.
Okay, we've all had a chance to review the agenda. Were there any changes to the agenda, first off?
I didn't see any changes needed to be made.
Okay,
Nothing here.
we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we have any items that need to be removed or voted on separately?
I didn't see any.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as submitted. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Oops. Do it one more time. All those in favor with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the audience participation portion. During this portion of the meeting, anyone may speak on any subject that does not appear on the agenda. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and that is at the discretion of the council. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak to the council?
Yes, sir.
If you just come up and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. I am John Rodriguez. My address is 901 South 11th Street, Lamar, Colorado.
Okay, go ahead.
As I said before, good evening and congratulations to the re-elected and newly elected members of our city of Lamar. It's an honor to be a part and witness to your ceremony. As I said before, I am John Rodriguez. I'm here to speak about the Lamar Community Thanksgiving event. That way you'll at least have heard about it and know about it. So, although this is our first time speaking at a Lamar Community Thanksgiving event, it is not our first time being a part of and giving back to our community of Lamar. In short, we are the Lamar Community Thanksgiving Group. For the past 7 years, we have been providing full-course, hot Thanksgiving meals at the Hope Center to our Lamar community and neighbors for free. What is unique about the Lamar Community Thanksgiving Group is that we are one of the events that takes place in between Oktoberfest and the December Christmas events. We take place at the Hope Center from 11 to 2 p.m. every year on Thanksgiving Day. How did we start? How did the Lamar Community Thanksgiving start? The Lamar Community Thanksgiving started from the CSU Boulder Extension Program, which used to be in Lamar. It was called Family Leadership Training Institute, FLTI for short. FLTI taught members of Lamar and surrounding areas how to be leaders within their family. Part of that was coming up with the community project. And that's how Lamar Community Thanksgiving started. At this time, I'd like to thank anybody who's at home or anybody who's here. You're more than welcome to join us from 11 to 2 p.m. at the Hope Center this Thanksgiving. If you're working that day, we'll be working for you. So we look forward to having you there. You are more than welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, is there anyone else who would like to speak to the council on an item that's not on the agenda? Okay. All right, with that said, and nobody else raising their hand, we'll move on to the city treasurer's report.
I'm going to do mine on the next meeting. It's new business.
On the new business,
Yes.
okay? Then we'll move on to the city clerk.
Okay, our September sales and use tax collected in October was $468,811.78, which was up 4.63%, or $20,741.09 from 2022. Our year-to-date collections were $4,368,088.65, which is up 5.77%, or $238,198.82 from 2022. And other than that, I have nothing else unless council has any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for the clerk?
None here.
I don't have any.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Next item would be the city administrator's report.
If it's okay, I'll do mine at the new incoming council as well.
Okay, all right. Any reports or correspondence from the council?
We will have our meeting at the Gulf Board tomorrow. So next council meeting, I should have a report compiled for council at that time.
Okay, Mike?
Tomorrow is Commodity Day at the Senior Center, starts at 7:45 a.m.
Barry?
We had our public safety meeting last month, but we were waiting again to do it this month, and we did come up with some bylaws. I gave them to Rob, so at our next meeting, we'd like to have Rob and you and the two chiefs to attend. And I think we got a new member for our public safety board. So we should be ready to go.
If he passes the background check.
That's correct. You're gonna look really, really good.
It would be Mike Duffy is what I said that. All right, Mike, do you have a report?
I don't have any.
Daniel?
Yeah, the water board did meet last Thursday, and just a report on the wells. They're all up from last year at the same time, except for a few, but those are in usage. But our water levels are looking good. And then also there was discussion made of them bringing in for discussion for the council. They did a rate study and to evaluate what that's going to look like and what direction the city council might want to take on that. And so they'll be doing that possibly in a work session. So.
Okay. Brent?
I do not have anything to report. I do want to take the time to thank the Beers and the BBB event. They were able to donate a total of $37,000 to both hospice and SECCI. It was a really enjoyable social event last Monday, receiving the check. And thank you to everyone who got to attend this year. Hopefully next year I'll actually be in town for the event, but it was a great turnout. So.
Great. As for me, Rob and I met with Karen Bryant at Prowers Medical Center earlier today and had an opportunity to just catch up on some of the things they're doing. Their labor and delivery is going well and strong. They are looking forward to working with the city on our comprehensive plan as we move into 2024 and start developing our comprehensive plan. So that's going to be a big thing for our community moving in January, and we'll start that in January. I want to point it out one more time to everybody, because the comprehensive plan basically will tell the city council and the city of Lamar what the community wants. So it's very vital that when you see these town hall meetings or these different meetings that are happening, or if you receive your surveys in the mail, that you fill them out and bring them back. I know during the campaign, there was a lot of talk about how, you know, the city council needs to represent the community and needs to represent the citizens. And this is the number one best way that we can make sure to represent what you want in the community. So it is vital, I can't stress that enough, for you to get involved with it next year. I know the county is also working on their comprehensive plan right now as well. So between the two of them, it'll give us a great guideline for the next 10 years of the direction our community is going. So we'll leave it with that. All right, next item on the agenda is old business. We have an ordinance on the second reading. And for those of you who are not familiar with our ordinances, the way it works is we have our first reading where we read out the ordinance in full, and then we pass it or deny it. We have a opportunity to let the community talk about it and discuss it, and then we bring it back for the second reading for the final vote. So we would need to read this out loud again, is that correct? Correct. Okay. Now, we do this because an ordinance is similar to a law that's being set into stone, so I will go ahead and read this real quick. Ordinance number 1268, an ordinance vacating the east-west alley between lots 1 and 2, Block 4 in the Maxwell's addition and Block L in the West Side addition according to the recorded plats thereof, City of Lamar, County of Prowers, State of Colorado. Whereas proper application has been made to the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Lamar, Colorado to vacate the east-west alley between lots 1 and 2, Block 4 in the Maxwell's addition and Block L in the West Side addition according to the recorded plats thereof, City of Lamar, County of Prowers, State of Colorado. Whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on the application pursuant to the proper, timely, and legal sufficient public notice, posting, and publication. And whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission has recommended to the City Council to vacate the east-west alley between lots 1 and lots 2, Block 4 in the Maxwell addition and Block L in the West Side addition according to the recorded plats thereof, City of Lamar, County of Prowers, State of Colorado. Now therefore it be ordained by the City Council of the City of Lamar that 1, that the following described alley in the West Side addition of the City of Lamar be and is hereby vacated. East-west alley between lots 1 and lots 2, Block 4 of the Maxwell addition and Block L in the West Side addition according to the plats thereof, City of Lamar, County of Prowers, State of Colorado. Number 2, that the city does hereby reserve and retain for itself all the other public utility service providers, all necessary rights of ways and easements for the continued and future use of existing sewer, gas, water, or similar pipelines and appurtenances for ditches and canals and appurtenances, and for electric, telephone communication and similar lines and appurtenances, including television and communication as provided in Colorado Revised Statutes 43-2-303, subsection 3. Number 3, the city clerk of the GIS office are hereby directed to make all necessary changes on the official map of the City of Lamar in respect to the above foregoing ordinance. So council, we would just need an approval on this.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Now I can say introduced, read full, and adopted on this second reading of the 13th day of November 2023. Okay, next item on the agenda is new business. The City of Lamar 2024 optional coverage quotes and certificates of insurance renewal. This is introduced by Margaret Saldana, our HR director. Margaret?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, council. So I hope all of you have had an opportunity to look at this packet that was included that explains all of the quotes that we received from SURSA for 2024. It's the detainee medical coverage, equipment breakdown coverage, the no-fault water line rupture and/or sewer backup coverage, property damage caused by members' operation of mobile equipment, the volunteer accident medical plan, and also our certificates of insurance renewal, which I believe Kristen had an opportunity to review and take a look at. And so I'm asking, I hope you've all had a chance to look at it. This is kind of standard every year, so I'm just recommending that you accept and authorize the mayor to sign and accept all the quotes, renewal forms, and certificates of insurance.
And these are all through SURSA.
And these are all through SURSA, which is our insurance company, our property casualty and work comp insurance company.
Okay,
That's a lot.
council? Do you have any questions for Margaret?
I don't have any.
None.
Margaret, just one question. Are these from last year as well? The same coverage from last year?
Yes.
One of them we increased a little bit, the no-fault water line rupture and stuff, we did increase a little bit because we had a few backups and stuff like that, and we wanted to be able to, we're trying to cover some of the costs of their deductibles and things like that, so we increased it a little bit on the amount of no-fault.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions.
So what's the council's pleasure?
I make a motion that we go ahead and authorize the mayor to sign.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve and authorize the mayor to sign. Any final questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Next item on the agenda is accept and proceed with the 2023 Colorado Department of Transportation Revitalizing Main Street West Side Sidewalk Grant. This is a big one. This is important.
It's an important one that we've been working on for a very long time. I think you guys authorized us to apply for this back in 19.
Yes.
So we had it's been up and down and back and forth with CDOT. So we did work through the process, and we did on November 6th receive the notification that we have been awarded $125,000 plus a 10% match from the city of Lamar. So I'm just asking for the council to authorize me to accept the grant for the mayor to sign the paperwork that's attached.
So for those that are listening or watching online, this is a grant that would allow us or give us the funds necessary to complete the sidewalks on the west side of Main Street where the construction is currently being held.
From Savage to Park.
From Savage to Park.
Right, and the cost has increased, so we also put some matching funds in the TAP grant as well. So we should have enough between the two grants to complete the sidewalk replacement from Savage to Park on the west side of Main.
And we've already received the east side, and that's already in process.
Right, and it should be complete by the end of this month. They are working diligently to do some of the finishing work and things like that. So Stephanie and I were working through that today, so that should be on task to be finished by the end of the month.
So between the east side and the west side with this grant, we'll have ADA accessible sidewalks from the college all the way to Colonia Street after this is complete. Is that correct?
Yes, I think we've gotten all of those pieces accomplished. So yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, it's good.
Little bits at a time.
All right, I just wanted to point that out for anybody who was watching to make sure that they understood what we were trying to do here. 'Cause that's important. We need to have good sidewalks on Main Street. Council, do we have any questions?
First, I say thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
For, I know that's a tough task with CDOT, so.
It's been quite a task on this one, so thank you.
Joe, were you saying something?
No, I was just responding to what you had mentioned there, that I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to approve and let the mayor sign?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have the motion and a second. Any final questions? One last question, Lance, have you had a chance to look this over?
I reviewed the contract, I didn't see any issues with it.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. Next item on the agenda is miscellaneous items. Do we have any miscellaneous items that we needed to go over? Anybody? I do have one item that I wanted to go over real quick. You know, it's, being on the city council is an honor, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. And, you know, when we're on this council and we're working all these hours and attending the meetings and having executive sessions that go on to later in the evening, we start to get a bond amongst ourselves as far as council members. So when it comes to an election time and we have changes on the council, it's always one of those things that we want to make sure that we take a moment to think about and appreciate those members. And we do have one member that will be leaving tonight as a council member as we move in a new council member, and that's Mike Duffy. Mike Duffy has been a great council member over the last year. He's been very involved in various different activities to the council, and we do have a small certificate of appreciation for you. We do have a plaque order, but unfortunately we couldn't get it here on time. So we'll do that at the next meeting, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be here by then.
By the next meeting. But can I ask you to scoot over just 1 second? And that way you can get a picture of us so I can give you a plaque. Mike, we appreciate everything that you've done for the city of Lamar, and I want to make sure that you know that you are appreciated.
Thank you.
Got it?
Just one more, if you would, please. Gotcha, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. With that said, we are going to close out the first meeting with the outgoing city council, and we will start up the new city council here in a minute. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. We will start doing the next meeting. Get situated, sorry. All right. Okay. Oh, you're finishing there? Almost there. All right, for those who are watching still, are we still online? Those that are watching, of course, we have the outgoing city council, and we'll have the new city council moving in. So we're going to start the whole meeting all over again with the new city council. And at this time, we probably need to do the switch over. Mike, we'll invite our new council member, David Zvola, up.
Come on, get comfortable.
Okay, so with that said, I'd like to welcome everybody to the November 13th, 2023 council meeting for the new city council that was just newly elected. David, welcome. Thank you. Look forward to working with you. So with that said, we will start off with the invocation again from Jeff Alexander. Jeff?
Our Father, we're again grateful for the opportunity to meet again tonight with the new council and begin afresh for the coming year. We ask, Lord, your blessing upon the business and that it may all go according to your will and design. We thank you for all of your goodness in Jesus' name. Amen.
Councilman Zvola, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the time is now 7:22 PM. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
We actually need to do oath of office first.
Oh, that's right. Before we do that, we need to do oath of office.
So I will not call the meeting order yet. We will start the oath of office.
Take that back.
Thank you for the correction. So we will start off with the oath of office for the new council members. Who would you like to start off with?
I'll just go in alphabetical order for the council members first and then do you. So Mr. Bates, let's start with you.
Want to do both?
Well, we've got to do that.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
First. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me, and if you want to do that in case I get it. All right. I, Brent Bates, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God.
I Brent Bates, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
And the state of Colorado.
and the state of Colorado
And the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado.
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
And will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Council Member Ward 1.
of the office of Council Member Ward 1.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I think this is the official.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sign your life away.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joe Gonzalez, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
I, Joe Gonzalez, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Council Member Ward 3.
perform the duties of the office of Council Member Ward 3.
Congratulations. Ms. Jenkins. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jerry Jenkins, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
I, Jerry Jenkins, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Council Member Ward 2.
of the office of Council Member Ward 2.
Congratulations.
Just waiting for the signatures.
It'll work. Mr. Zavala. I forgot to say, if you have anybody that wants to come up, certainly. Okay.
You go on the other side. Surround him.
All right, Mr. Zavala, please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, David Zavala, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
I, David Zavala, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Council Member Ward 2.
of office of council member Ward 2.
Congratulations. I'll have you sign this copy. Sign right there. Thank you. And finally, the mayor. Mr. Crespen, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kirk Crespen, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
I, Kurt Crespen, do solemnly swear by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and the charter of the city of Lamar, Colorado,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of mayor.
of the office of mayor.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, with that out of the way, now I will call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Joe Gonzalez,
Here.
Mike Bellamy,
Here.
Jerry Jenkins. Here. Kurt Crespen,
Here.
David Zavala,
Here.
Manuel Temez.
Here.
Brent Bates,
Here.
Rob Evans.
Here.
Kristen Swartz. Here. Lance Clark.
Here.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the election of the mayor pro tem. So generally for the mayor pro tem, what the mayor pro tem is the vice mayor. In the event that the mayor cannot attend something or gets hit by the bus or something like that, the mayor pro tem will step in. So it's a very vital job. It was one that I spent 5 years doing before I became the mayor. So it is very vital to this position. So this position is elected by the council and nominated by the council. Do we have a nomination for the mayor pro tem?
I would like to nominate Manuel Temez again.
And I'd like to nominate Mike Bellamy.
Okay, so we have two nominations, one for Mike Bellamy and one for Manuel Temez. So we would start with how would we want to do this for the vote?
Need a second.
We do need a second for Manuel Temez first. Do we have a second? So we did have a motion, now we'll need a second for Manuel Temez.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for Manuel Temez. We have a motion for Mike Bellamy. Do we have a second?
Can I second both of them?
No. Can you second both? Okay. So
I'll second
Brent
Mike as
will
well.
second Mike's as well. So we have a motion and a second for Manuel Temez and Mike Bellamy. Do we vote on one first, or how do we
Just
do
gonna have to
that?
do a verbal vote.
Yeah. You're gonna need to take I'll take the numbers. The majority of whichever receives the most votes is gonna be the one that passes.
Okay,
I'm assuming we abstain from our own vote.
yes, you would abstain from your own vote, right?
I don't think we've had them abstain in the past.
Oh, we haven't?
I don't think so.
So then we can just have them vote on themselves, okay. All right.
Conflict of interest there.
We'll do this.
You know what
Okay.
interest is.
So we've got,
So we can start off with Manuel first.
can we just go down the,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay.
Basically do a roll.
Joe. So the first, we have Manuel Temez. So do we want to just have them vote on which one, or do you want to go on Manuel first and then Mike second?
I can.
Normally, it's a roll call vote.
Yeah, we'll do the roll call
Okay.
vote then. Joe?
Okay, so this is for Manuel Temez.
Nay or yay? Yay or nay? Is what we're asking for,
Okay.
is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Joe Gonzalez,
Hey.
Mike Bellamy.
Nay.
Jerry Jenkins.
Yes.
Kurt Crespin.
Yes.
David Zavala.
Right.
Manuel Temez.
Yes.
Brent Bates.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll move on to Mike Bellamy. Joe?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Jerry Jenkins.
No.
Kurt Crespin.
No.
David Zavala.
Yes.
Manuel Temez.
No.
Brent Bates.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Manuel Temez has 4 yeses and 3 nos. And Mike Bellamy has 3 yeses and 4 nos. So Manuel Temez will be our new mayor
Motion.
pro tem.
Okay, congratulations. What do we do? So Manuel Temez will be the new mayor pro tem. Is that right, or do we need to vote for that now? or-
The motion passes.
The motion passes, right?
So
Okay.
what I have up there, we can just forego.
ignore. Yep. All right, so we have our new mayor pro tem, which is Manuel Temez moving forward. Next item on the agenda is designation of banks for city funds. Kristen, is that you, or is that Linda?
Linda.
Give me 1 second. So, every 2 years, we have to go over the banks that we currently use for our new council. Presently, the city is authorized to utilize Girard National Bank, Frontier Bank, TBK Bank, Community State Bank, Legacy Bank for deposits of all city funds. Additionally, the city has passed resolutions which allow for the deposit of funds with Edward Jones, Colo Trust, and CSafe. And I just need permission to continue those.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the continued use of the named banking institutions. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Yes, no, or abstain. Unanimous in favor of?
Next item on the agenda is authorization for check signing. This is also the city clerk.
Okay, City Council has authorized the mayor and mayor pro tem to sign checks for the city of Lamar. The city of Lamar checks require the signature of the city clerk and, if need be, the city treasurer in the absence of the city clerk, along with the additional signature of either the mayor or the mayor pro tem. My recommendation is to authorize the mayor and mayor pro tem, along with city clerk and the city treasurer, to sign checks for the city of Lamar, with the exception of Lamar Light and Powers accounts, which their signatures are determined by LUB.
Okay.
I make a motion to authorize the mayor and mayor pro tem, the city of clerk, and the city treasurer to sign the checks for the city of Lamar, with the exception of Lamar Light and Power accounts. Signatures which is determined by LUB.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. Next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. We do have a couple of items for hotel and restaurant renewal for liquor license of Las Brisas and a liquor store license for Olive Street Station, 403 East Olive on the consent agenda. Do you have any questions? Do we have a motion?
These are just basic renewals.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Mine didn't go. There we go.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. All right, now, audience participation. During this portion of the meeting, anyone may speak on any subject that does not appear on the agenda. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and that is at the discretion of the council. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council on an item? Anyone? We did have somebody earlier, and it looks like they left already, so we will move on with the council meeting, starting off with the city treasurer's report. Kristen?
Yes, I just wanted to give a quick update on some grants. You had authorized us to apply for a grant through Walmart for Parks and Rec to use for scholarships, and we were denied that grant. We got notice that, let's see, on November 6th that we did not receive that grant. We've also turned in the concept paper for the GOCO grant for the rec comprehensive plan piece. We have not heard back from them yet. It was due it was due October 26th, and then the actual applications open up November 15th, but you have to have GOCO's go-ahead after the concept phase of the project, so we have not yet heard back from them. We did get confirmation that they received it, so we had resubmitted that on this round of the grant, so I will keep you posted on that one. We did turn in our first round of grant funding with USDA today. Tess and I worked with JVA and got the application filled out. This will be for design work and for the environmental studies for our wastewater treatment plant. So we should hear soon on that funding. Was hoping to hear about the congressional funding by now. Still haven't heard anything on confirmation on that as well. So I just wanted to update you on those grants, so.
Is that through Congressman Buck?
That
or
was, yes, that was the congressional,
The congressional directed spending?
yes, direct spending, and we have not heard anything on that yet. We thought we'd hear something in November, but we've gotten, no confirmation yet, so.
Is there a timeline when we will, there's something?
It all depends on
on them
Congress
and how they meet.
spending. So,
You're kind of at their mercy on that one, so we were hoping to hear something by now, but, so that was the updates on the grants. That was all I had, unless somebody has questions for me.
Nope, I think we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, city administrator.
all right, November, Coffee with Rob will be at Hickory House. So as it gets colder, we'll start, although it's going to be pretty warm this weekend, or this week. Please come see me, come talk to me. Coffee with Rob at Hickory House all 3 times, the 15th to 22nd and 29th, come see me, have coffee. There's not really any donuts there. They have those 5-pound cinnamon rolls there, though, that you might be able to split one or something like that, but those are huge. The Lamar Public Library's Holiday Food Drive, November 1st to December 20th. Items going to the Sparrow House Ministries, we've mentioned this before, but during this time of the year, it's especially important to make sure that nobody's going hungry. The Domestic Safety Holiday Wonderland, Saturday, November 18th, 6 o'clock at the Lamar Elks Lodge. They're going to have a tree and wreath auction for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. The offices up here will be closed Thanksgiving, November 23rd and 24th. And the Chamber of Commerce Hot Cocoa Crawl at the Pocket Park, Saturday, November 25th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I don't know if we're going to need hot cocoa at the time, but it will, might get us ice water. Let's see, Parade of Lights. Friday, December 1st, 6:30 p.m. So that's always fun. I know that's one of the first things I saw when I got here, and lots of kids and lots of lights, and so that's a fun one.
Now, we have done that in the past as a council. Are we going to do that again this year?
I'm going to have the float ready, and you guys we're encouraging everybody. We might get Mr. Zavala up there to wave at everybody, so.
Christmas counts.
Yep.
I think it being an election year, probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
With new council. We started doing that right after I became mayor because we wanted to make sure that people knew who your council members are.
That's
So
correct.
seeing them out in the public, it really helps. You
All
can
right.
attack them at Walmart when you know who they are.
That's right. So the city Christmas party, December 2nd at the Lamar Elks Lodge, 6 to 11. They're going to have a social hour, but this is a big event for all our employees and to show support, and we'll have our baskets and everything. It'll be fun. It's another one. They did a great job last year. Were you going to say something?
Just that I need head counts by Thursday, the 16th, for those council members that are going.
2.
And 2 for me as well, but.
Send her an email.
We'll do that.
I'll reach out.
We have a list. I have it going around, So I know that we have several in our office, but I will make sure, I will poll all of you guys.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Oh, yes. And Chris, December, we usually, I don't want to say cancel, but do we want to reschedule or cancel the last council meeting? It's going to be on December the 25th. And I'm just guessing that you guys don't want to do it on December 25th. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's a gift that we keep on giving.
That's a good one. I think so. So
I know we've canceled it over the last 3 years, 4 years. Are we good with the budget and everything we have completed?
Right, and I need you to authorize me to go ahead and go ahead and cut some checks out of cycle if need be. And they'll be on your next payment of bills.
Okay.
Because there's some things that I have to have paid, by the end of the year that don't come in
So we can do
first
that at
meeting.
the first meeting of,
And then you'll see them on your
December.
list on that first meeting in January.
okay.
So it's up to you however you want to handle that, but I need your authorization. Go ahead. And you've done that for me for the last 3 years.
if there's anything that we can cram up into the first meeting, we'll do that.
Okay. In
You will.
December.
Not for you.
Oh, you will.
You can, I'll let you handle yours, but any of
The
ours.
first meeting of December.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, as council, Joe, are you good with that?
I'm fine with that. So the next meeting will be what, January the 8th?
So we'll have one at the end of
27th,
November,
yep.
we'll have one at the 1st of December, and then the next one would be January the 8th.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Mike?
I'm good.
Jerry?
I'm good.
David?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think we should not have it.
Good job.
All right, so I think the direction is we'll just skip it in December. Okay.
All right, the next, I do have 2 projects I wanted to sort of bring up and just talk a little bit about. One was the blue building. I know we had mentioned progress on this one. We have contacted, we expect to be able to bring it to you guys on the 27th. And the 6-month timeline, he's agreed to finish it within 6 months once he starts. So I think we're going to have all that ready and be able to start on the 27th, so.
The 27th of November, just November.
We're going to bring it back to you the
So
next
within 6
meeting.
months of November 27th.
They're going to be bringing back an addendum
Okay.
to the contract on
Okay.
the 27th.
And let's see, what was the other one? Well, I mentioned to you that I was going to bring it up at this meeting. We got a work session. Oh, next, on the 20th, I'm going to have the SURSA guys up here. Sam's going to come up and give the newly elected officials SURSA training at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Good.
6 o'clock on next Monday?
Next Monday.
So next Monday at 6 o'clock, new council member training and review for the current council. A lot of information, a lot of people don't understand how many limitations and things that the council has, but it's a good training for us.
Did we want to mention that one that we went to go look at today?
So
I don't know
I
how
was
you
going to
want to
ask
bring
you
that.
about an item before we move on, if that's okay.
No, sure.
There's been a lot of questions and controversy on Facebook recently. And one of them is that I was told that I had sold the Savage Head from the gym floor at the community building. And the accusation is that I did that without anybody knowing, and it was sold to an employee for $500. So just to clear the air, I want to have you tell us exactly where is that Savage
We don't even
logo
say
for the
where.
My eyes and hands were on them, and they are in a location that is secured, and nobody has stolen them, and nobody has done anything, and they are not in anybody's house, and they are not in any framing, and they are secure, and the city still owns them.
So I asked Kristen and Rob today to go through and verify where they were at, look at them, and he actually sent me photos of them, that they are within the city's,
They're in our
premises.
position, yes,
We
definitely.
do have them within the city. They do belong to the city. They are very, very large. As of right now, there were 3 logos that were on the old gym floor. There were 2 Arrow logos, and then the large center logo, which was like 16
by
foot by
10.
10 foot. So it's not like somebody can throw it in the back of their car very easy. So these are very large logos. We did keep them. We will have some discussions with the council as far as what we want to do with them, if we want to auction them, keep them, donate them, but I don't think they would fit in the museum very well as large as they are. But I know we had that discussion earlier today, but we can continue to have that discussion moving forward. But there is no rush to do anything with them as of right now because they are secure and safe within the city's hands. So I just wanted to clarify that to our public in Facebook that that is not the case. We did not just randomly sell these or give them away. This is something that we've taken good care in. I appreciate Rob and Kristen doing that, making sure they're safe. Any questions for Rob before we move on?
I had a question. Have you guys gotten anything scheduled for the work session regarding 6th and Oak yet?
That'll be on the 27th.
Thank you.
Yep, it'll be before the meeting.
And I do have a question. I've had this asked to me a lot. And did we get a new ordinance that says cars can park on the wrong side of the road?
No, we would
And
never
ask
do an
that-
ordinance that allows somebody to park on the wrong side of the road.
Because a lot of people have complained about it, saying that nothing's being done, and they have seen several cars on the wrong side of the road parking. I said, well, maybe I missed a meeting, but I don't
No.
think there's a new ordinance.
Nope, so if
No
we
new
see it,
changes.
nope, no changes. We will get them if we can and if we have people that are able to, so.
So if you see it and you're concerned about it, call it into dispatch so that the way the officers can look at it and it's documented. And it's important, I want to point this out because it's very important. If you don't document it, we can't track it if it continuously happens. It's important that you call it in, get it documented. That way, if it's happened 5 times in a row, it gives the police department a lot more leverage to take action on it. Is that correct, Kyle? Absolutely. All right. So if you do have that problem or you see it, please report it. Thank you. All right, anything else from the council? All right, seeing nothing else, reports and correspondence from the council, we've already went through that, but I'll give the opportunity for the council to give a report and correspondence again. Joe?
I apologize, I don't have one.
Okay.
We will have our next golf board meeting tomorrow.
Okay. Mike,
Nothing from me.
No.
you might remind him again about the thing tomorrow morning?
Oh, commodities tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. at the senior center.
Okay, good reminder. David, we'll get you signed up with the liaisons. Every council member has certain boards that they are liaison on. It's not a voting board member, but it is a board member that would attend these different meetings. And I believe that Mike was on the airport board, is that right? And what was the other one you were on?
Zoning,
Planning and zoning?
historical society, or historical.
And the historical. So we'll review all of those boards next meeting. So we'll try to get you something on that.
Oh, yeah, Ports and Plains too.
Manuel?
I reported in our first session.
Okay, Brad?
No reports. I will just say again, thank you to everyone who participated in the BBB Walk and Run ahead of Oktoberfest. The BBB organization was able to donate a combined $37,000 to both hospice and Southeast Colorado Cancer Initiative. So a lot of great things happening there. Great turnout, great event as always.
Great. Okay, we'll move on to new business. Next item on the agenda, there was new business for a public hearing for new lodging and entertainment liquor license for the Main Street Cinema, Inc., doing business as Lamar Theater. Do we need to vote on it postponing, or is it just postponed?
No, because we postponed it. It
So,
will be rescheduled.
It will be rescheduled. As of right now, it's been postponed as we do some more investigation and trying to gather some information. Is that correct, Lance?
Yeah, I believe we have an ordinance on to deal with the issue that was causing delay.
All right, and item number two is a public hearing for the new retail liquor license for UPOP Holdings LLC, doing business as JR's Bottle Shop. This was also postponed, so we will reschedule that and bring this back at another time.
We will. And this one was postponed per the state. There's some other issues that UPOP needs to deal with their other 2 liquor licenses.
Okay?
So it will be rescheduled at a later date.
All right. So moving on to item number 3, we have a proclamation number 23-05, a proclamation declaring the 16 days between International Day to Eliminate Violence Against Women on November the 25th and International Human Rights Day on December the 10th as the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender Violence. This is initiated by the Zonta Club of Broward County And it looks like we have a representative here.
Brian. Good evening, everyone.
Could you let us know your name as well?
I'm Tammy Benavides, representing the Zonta Club of Prowers County.
Great.
We're requesting that you sign a proclamation declaring the 16 days between November 25th and December 10th as the 16 days of activism against gender violence. We have a number of activities we plan on taking care of during that time, including the Red Sand Project, when we'll be putting red sand in the cracks of the sidewalks to commemorate those people who fall through the cracks of society and fall victim to violence or human trafficking and that sort of thing. And we'd like to put orange ribbons on the light posts downtown for those 16 days. What else are we going to do? There's a whole bunch of things. We have a calendar with a lot of activities during those 16 days to call attention to those people that fall victim to gender-based violence during that time.
Yeah, have you already reached out to, like Martha at the city for the ribbons on the poles?
We're still working on that.
Okay. You might, now that you know, she can work with you to coordinate that.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay. So would you like to read the proclamation, or would you like
I would
for me
like you to.
You'd like for me to? This is proclamation number 23-05. A proclamation declaring the 16 days between International Day to Eliminate Violence Against Women on November the 25th and International Human Rights Day on December the 10th as the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Whereas we as citizens of the community recognize the worldwide problems of violence against women occurs even here in Lamar, Colorado. And whereas gender-based violence is traumatic to the body, mind, and spirit and can prevent people from being fully active participants at home and in the world. And whereas the health of parents and caregivers is critical to the overall health and well-being of their families and the larger community. And whereas gender-based violence costs the nation billions of dollars annually in medical expenses, police and court costs, shelters and foster care, sick leave, absenteeism, and non-productivity. And whereas in spite of some progress, we need only to look at our newspapers or watch television newscasts to see the unfortunate truth that gender-based violence has not yet been eliminated here in Lamar or around the world. And whereas we support the efforts of individuals and joint organizations such as the Zonta Club of Prowers County to raise awareness, stimulate discussion, and advocate for the local solutions that will curb gender-based violence. And whereas these local people join thousands of others from around the world to assert that the right of women and men to be free of violence is a fundamental human right. Now, therefore, May I, Kirk Crespin, Mayor, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the Mayor of the City of Lamar, Colorado, do hereby proclaim the 16 days between International Day to Eliminate Violence Against Women on November the 25th and International Human Rights Day on December the 10th as the 16 days of activism against gender violence. During these 16 days, all citizens are urged to support efforts to end gender violence and to eliminate the detrimental consequences gender violence has on the well-being of our community. So we just need a vote from our council.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
And do you have a copy there?
I
or-
do not.
You do not.
Sign this one.
We'll sign this one and give it to him.
Give her that one.
All right. Proclamation is complete. Did somebody want to take a picture? Let's see if this one comes out. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along, we will go to the next item on the agenda. which is to award bid 43-12 for financing for 3 new Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles. This is initiated by Kristen Schwartz and Kyle Miller, I'm sure.
Yes, we weren't able to get any police vehicles again this year off of the state bid, so Kyle had been checking our national bid source, which is Sourcewell. We were able to find 3 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles. They're located in Illinois, and they will going to ship them to us for free. I believe, right, Kyle? And so we went out for bid for financing for the 3 vehicles. We had money budgeted this year for the financing. So we solicited proposals for the financing. The bid packets were provided to all local banks and put in the request was also put in the paper, the local paper on October 19th. 3 proposals were received back and accepted by the city treasurer by 5 p.m. on November 7th. We had held the bid opening on November 8th. I reviewed the bids. There is a little bit of, I've had questions asked to me. What I requested in the RFP was that they provide me a bid on the interest rate. And I also asked if they could give me a sample of what the repayment schedule would look like. If you'll notice in your packet, there's a little bit of a discrepancy under Frontier Bank. Their payment is very low. One of the employees at Frontier Bank did the repayment schedule on the wrong amount. So I did accept their bid on their interest rate because that's what I asked for. And the lowest interest rate, of course, is going to give us our lowest cost. So I am recommending that you award the bid to Community State Bank, who had bidded, or who had quoted the lowest interest rate, and allow the Mayor Pro Tem to sign the lease agreement upon approval of the city treasurer and city attorney.
As a officer at Community State Bank, I will abstain, but just for the record, I am the IT officer at the Community State Bank. I do not deal with any of the financing or any of that, so it doesn't affect me, or I don't have any effect on these decisions, but I will abstain just because I am a member of that business. So, council members, what would you like to do?
I have a question about the vehicles.
Yes, sir.
I assume they're new vehicles, correct?
Correct.
Have they had the in-service inspections done on them yet?
What is an in-service inspection? I'm not familiar with that.
When a vehicle comes to the dealership, they inspect it, do pre-delivery inspection?
I would assume that
reports?
they've done that, but I can sure ask them to do that before we get them.
Okay.
Normally, we get the check sheet with the vehicles whenever we get them.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to make sure.
And they're brand-new vehicles, they're 2023.
And we've used this dealership before. We bought 2 pickups from them last year, I think 2 years ago. They were great to work with. No problems with those vehicles. So, but yeah, I can sure ask for that check sheet.
Thank you.
Got a question. Are these vehicles gonna come with everything that you need?
No, they aren't. We're already in the process of getting all that light bars and cages and everything like that. I'm gonna get that out of this year's budget. So they should be in service January of next year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Thank you for explaining that discrepancy. I was gonna call you earlier, but didn't have time.
Yeah,
so.
that's okay, yeah. It looks a little funny.
It does. I was like, oh, that's.
He was a little embarrassed.
I'll make a motion. Warrant the financing for the police vehicles be given to Community State Bank and allow the Mayor Pro Tem to sign.
Not yet.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I will abstain. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of, with Mayor Crespin abstaining.
Okay, moving on to the next item on the agenda, agreement for law enforcement and security services for the 2023 Holiday Basketball Tournament. This is initiated by Chief Kyle Miller.
So this is the same thing we do every year for the holiday tournament. Friday and Saturday nights, we have 2 officers there. $45 an hour, which is established in our rates and fee schedule. So just asking for the approval of the contract and allow the mayor to sign.
And have you reviewed the contract, Lance?
Yep, same one I've looked at for 3 years, looks pretty good.
Okay, just making sure.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any final questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, next item, number 6, acceptance of the Vail Grant Award. This is also Chief Miller.
So back in October, we received authorization to apply for the bail grant through the 15th Judicial District, District Attorney's Office. We were awarded $15,000. Just asking for approval for the mayor to sign the documents and accept the award.
It's always nice to accept free money.
No match even.
No match even, right? Great.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the grant award for the Vail Grant and allow the mayor to sign. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is number 7. This is agenda item to purchase a new copy machine agreement. This is more than one, is that correct?
Yes.
And this was initiated by Thomas Sanchez for a lease for expiring or expired copier leases.
Good evening. Before you have the copy agreements for 4 new machines. The ones that are slated to be replaced are the city clerks, the street department, the fire department, and the recreation center. All of these are past their lease agreement, and they are on a month-to-month right now, maintenance. We're starting to have problems with, I put in here one, but I was notified today that we're having problems with another one. The fire department is having issues with theirs as well. Although maintenance calls to these are covered in our current agreement, we'd rather just keep running smoothly. The price has gone up a little bit for the actual lease, but the price per print has gone down. So I'm assuming it's going to be pretty close to what we're paying. Lance has reviewed it, and there's a clause in there with the NASPO verbiage, and he doesn't believe it requires an addendum, because there's verbiage in there.
The verbiage would be for the Tabor agreement?
For the Tabor agreement, yes.
Okay.
And I'd like to ask the council to approve the mayor to sign all 4 contracts instead of 4 individual. Same company, the same lease agreement, just the prices have changed.
Council?
Make a motion with the agreements correcting the spelling for your name to Kirk Crespin instead of Kurt Creswan.
Yeah. Creswan, yeah, I noticed that.
Is it wrong?
It is.
So we have,
On which one?
On all of the contract acknowledgement and all of them, it has Kurt Creswan.
Okay. I apologize.
That's okay.
I just
that
felt
way
we
they
would.
have the, right name on them.
Okay.
On the acknowledgement form, it's not on the contract, but on that acknowledgement.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So we have a motion, do we have a second?
So move.
So we have a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign all 4 agreements with the correction of the name as needed. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Thank you.
Okay. Next item is the Main Street Downtown Sound System Expansion. This is initiated by Martha Baird Alvarez, the Main Street Manager. I'll let Martha talk a little bit about that.
Okay, good evening, council. I'm really excited about this one. So before you have our Main Street mini grant project proposal, I believe I brought this up a couple council meetings prior to this, but just mentioned that we would like to expand our downtown sound system. Right now we have speakers on the east and west side of Beach Street, and we would like to get 4 more to go on the 100 and 200 block of Main Street, just so we can have a better shopping experience downtown. I think the people now who enjoy the downtown sound system, we've heard nothing but really great comments about it. So in short, in cooperation with the City of Lamar Partnership Incorporated, our Main Street Board would like to utilize a portion of the city's DOLA Main Street mini grant funds to expand that system. The expansion would place 4 additional speakers. I had already said that. And so the city received a 5-year, $50,000 Main Street mini grant in 2020. And the balance right now is $43,701.76. And so we would like to utilize $8,440, which it also includes a local match from Julie Weiss, which is the daughter of Beverly Augustine, who her dream was to have Christmas music playing along Main Street every holiday. So this is also a part of LPI's plans to also prioritize planning of light poles, benches, and trash cans. But that's another topic for another city council meeting. But for now, if you guys have any questions about those plans, we would really like to utilize that money to expand that downtown sound system.
Council, you have any questions?
So we're looking at just 4 speakers. Is there any plans in the future to get additional speakers to go further down?
Well, the LPI board has just talked about these 4 additional ones. Like if we really liked how it's going, then yeah, we would, but nothing at the moment.
Will this cover all of the Main Street area for shopping district, or the shopping area?
Yeah, so it's, right now the plan is to kind of zigzag off of the 100 and 200 block. I believe it'll have, talking with the engineer from the company, said that the music will bounce off nicely to where you can hear it nice off of those 2 blocks. So as we get more speakers, of course, we could hear it more down the block. But for now, that design should work.
Do these speakers play music? Does the music come on and off at certain times?
Yeah, it's scheduled right now, and then we can change the theme of the music as well.
Because I know in the past there was some complaints from tenants that lived in the upper stories, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had some complaints, but yes, we try to monitor that very well.
Okay. What's the council's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve and sign the Main Street mini grant project proposal?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve and allow the mayor to sign the Main Street mini grant project proposal. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do we also have to approve the acceptance of the $1,500 from Julie Weiss?
I don't think we have to approve the acceptance, but yeah, just the spending of it.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
We have unanimous in favor of, with Councilmember Bates abstaining because,
I am a voting member of LPI.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, last item on the agenda is an ordinance in the first reading for discussion with the council and action on the ordinance if we decide to move forward. This is an ordinance providing for the elimination of the distance restriction of Colorado Revised Statutes 44-3-313, subsection 1, subsection D, subsection I, as applied to the Gold High School at 123 South Main Street here in Lamar, Colorado. Chief?
Monica Seppin and Jeffrey Travis have applied for a liquor license for the Lamar Theater. The Gold Academy or the Gold High School is within 500 feet of that. Currently, the Colorado state statute does not allow sales of alcohol within 500 feet. State statutes do allow for the local governing body to pass an ordinance to allow that. And that is the ordinance you have in front of you tonight.
So we need to decide whether or not we want to pursue working on an ordinance to eliminate the distance restriction for the Goal High School. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that would allow consideration of that
There's
application.
other businesses that already have.
So the two Desiree's, the old Steve's Tavern, and Stockman's, the Mac, they were pre-existing prior to the Goal Academy being there. So those are already exempted by state statute. They did not have to apply for that because they were established before the high school was there. So that's why they did not have to go through this process.
But they are within that distance, correct?
I would believe they both are, yes.
Both of them.
Yeah.
And Jeff and Monica are both here.
And Jeff and Monica are both here if they'd like to, if the council has any questions for them.
Well, and I would add that, so that if you read through this ordinance, it's amending the chapter 8, Article 3, Section 8-97, subsection C, which, and subsection B removes the restriction for LCC when the mission was coming into play. So that first part of that section on subsection B refers to LCC and the mission being put in place there. And this is amending, adding subsection C, which is removing the restriction for Goal Academy. So that's why it's set out the way it is.
So there's already been a precedence as far as waiving that.
It's already in the code
It's in the
for
charter.
LCC's purpose.
Okay.
So this ordinance here, we're just allowing it on this basis, just for
Goal Academy.
the Goal Academy.
Correct.
Okay. Well, and we're not doing the full reading tonight, are we? Or we're just discussing this, whether to move forward, or what are we?
Well, it's on for, I guess,
Discussion and council action on ordinance. So we could do the first reading tonight if we wanted to, is that right?
it's ready. I've already went through it with Kyle. We had some changes to it, kind of restructured a little bit, but otherwise, it's good to go.
Okay. So do we want to move forward with this with the first reading, council? We'll have the second reading as well, and we'll have a review period with the community. They'll have the review period between now and the next meeting. If there's any concerns from the community, is that right, or?
Well, you're also, this is just the amending the charter, adding that exception in there for Goal Academy.
Okay.
So this is just the ordinance about this piece. It doesn't pertain to any action related to the liquor license. That would be a separate hearing.
Right. Well, I just mean as far as making the ordinance change, that's our standard process, is the first reading. People have the option to comment and then do the second reading for approval, is that correct?
Yeah, we do our first reading and then we do the publication and then we'll have a second reading of it.
Right. So during the publication.
They do have an
they can do
opportunity
that.
for input.
Well, and we have our comment section, so.
Right.
So, like with the main cafe, eventually, then this will already be in place once the main cafe is done and running and going and.
Well, if it's the Goal Academy, it would.
Probably for the goal.
Because we're waiving it for the Goal Academy, so unless something else new comes into that area, this would cover both the main cafe and
Right, you're eliminating the restriction that's in place to the school.
for that school.
Yeah.
So would another subsection D have to come forward?
No.
If Main Street wanted to apply for a liquor license?
No.
Okay.
This is, it's not specific for the business, it's specific for the school. That's where the
Gotcha.
restrictions put in place.
Thank you.
Okay? Well, council, should I move forward with reading it, or do you want to postpone it?
Well, they gotta.
I have no problem.
They're gonna read
Forward.
it and then, hold on.
With the
Okay.
reading.
Brett?
Sounds good.
David?
Sounds good.
Jerry?
Sounds good.
Mike? Well, we kind of have the unanimous to move forward, so I'll go ahead and start with the reading of the first And this is an ordinance for the city of Lamar, Colorado, providing for the elimination of the distance restrictions of Colorado Revised Statutes 44-3-313, subsection 1, subsection D, subsection I, as applied to the Goal High School at 123 South Main Street in Lamar, Colorado. Whereas Colorado Revised Statutes 44-3-313 1DI restricts for the sale of alcohol beverages of all types within 500 feet of any public or parochial school, campus, college, university, or seminary, and whereas Colorado Revised Statutes 44-3-313, number 1, subsection D, subsection 3, authorizes the city of Lamar to eliminate the 500-foot restriction as applied to public schools, and whereas the city of Lamar has determined that the 500-foot restriction should be eliminated as applied to the Goal High School located at 123 South Main Street, Lamar, Colorado. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Lamar as follows. Part 1. The Lamar Municipal Code, Chapter 8, Article 3, Section 8-97 is hereby amended by repealing, replacing, and changing the title to Section 8-97 to read as follows. Section 8-97. Application of state statutes concerning distance of alcohol sales from public or parochial school or the principal campus of any college, university, or seminary. Part 2, the Lamar Municipal Code, Chapter 8, Article 3, Section 8-97 is hereby amended by adding subsection C to read as follows. Subsection C. The distance restriction set forth in Colorado Revised Statutes 44-3-313, subsection 1, subsection D, subsection 1 is eliminated as to Goal High School. Should any part of this ordinance be declared invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, the remainder shall remain in full force and effect. So we would need a motion to pass this on the first reading.
Make a motion to pass on the first reading?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to pass it, ordinance on the first reading. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. All right, with that said, we are at the last item on our agenda. We do have miscellaneous items. Do we have any miscellaneous to discuss?
I don't have any.
Okay, seeing none, the next item would be an executive session for discussion of personnel matters on Colorado Revised Statutes, Section 24-6402, subsection 4, subsection F, which is to discuss and plan evaluations of the city administrator, city clerk, and city treasurer for their annual reviews. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move into executive session. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
So there will not be any decisions coming out of the executive session tonight, so immediately following the executive session, we will adjourn. Also, the next meeting will be on Monday, November the 27th of 2023 at 7 p.m. We hope to see you then. Thank you very much. Oh,
Reception?
one last thing before we go. We are having a reception